Welcome to the Blue Ridge Basketball Show, where we discuss everything Blue Ridge basketball. I'm your host, Landon
And co-host, Stephen Nixon.
We're going to go over the Cerro Gordo Turkey Tournament, what we thought about it. We're going to go over the current points leader, and then we're going to preview the upcoming conference opener at Tremont. But first, we'll go back over the Turkey Tournament in Cerro Gordo. First game, close, but it was a loss to Windsor, 46-40. Leading the Knights in scoring was Nick Burrow with 17 points. Tim Crook and Dane Hauser both had 5 points apiece. In that game, in the first half, we came out on fire, and at one point leading by 11. Leading by 8 at half as well. But it kind of sizzled out after that. What do you think about it?
Well, I'd say all in all it was a good game, but in the fourth quarter we really started to really fade away. We only got 6 points in the fourth quarter, but I really think we could have pulled through if we just would have finished in the end. We did get a win though. We had a win over Cerro Gordo Beement, 71-59. Dane Hauser and Nick Burrow both had 16 points each. Tim Crook with a almost matching 15 points. Up 30-10 after the first and kind of just cruised from there. What do you think about that game, Landon?
You could really tell after the first quarter that we got into a rhythm and kind of found ourselves. We got into a rhythm offensively and defensively and just kind of cruised through the whole game. Not too much fight in the game. Scored a lot on the inside as well. And it looked really good to watch the team get a win after a one-win season last year. Speaking of wins, they actually doubled last year's season record with wins, getting 2 in the same day this year. Later on in that day, winning against Sangamon Valley 64-23. Leading the scorers in that game was Tim Crook with 20, and Nick Burrow backed him up with 13 of his own. Simply put, we crushed him. I mean, it was not a close game in any way, and we didn't really expect it to be. What'd you think about the game, Stephen?
I like the way that Coach Sawyer put in a lot of the players that sometimes don't get to see that kind of same playing time as the starters do. It's good to see that those players are up off the bench and out on the court, getting those hours in. I think it's good. We got 12 of 14 of the entire roster scored this game. A lot of finishing moves on the inside. We kept them under 5 points for 3 of the 4 quarters, which is very good. We had an astounding defense that night, but what more could you expect? We have an excellent Blue Ridge basketball team coming in here.
I'd agree.
Speaking of wins, we had a loss. Third place game loss to Uni High, 64-50. Dane Hauser with 28 points. Austin Weinmiller with 6 points. It was 35-17 at the half. I think we really just had a poor mentality and gave up. Our heads were down during that first half, but we really came out of the second half fighting. Fourth quarter looked really good, but just a little bit too late to turn things around. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely the mentality was the main problem in the first half. We got down quick and we just kind of gave up. Only person who seemed to have any bit of fight the whole game was Dane Hauser, and it showed on the point total with 28 points, really impressive. Second place in points with their team is Austin with 6, and that shows the difference made up there. Dane and Austin were actually 2 of the only players to score in multiple quarters the entire game. Dane scoring 15 in the final quarter alone. It's a lot of the points. Finishing 4th in the tournament, not too bad. Definitely cool to see us end up 500 in the tournament. Tim Crook actually ended up as the all-tournament team on the 5-player team in the tournament, and the cheerleaders pulled out the Best Cheer Squad award in the end. So it's definitely cool. Big shout out to them.
Yeah.
Next, we'll talk about what we thought after the tournament, and I do want to disclose this. We're not basketball experts. We're not on the team. We don't claim to be basketball experts. We really don't know that much about basketball in the first place.
In fact, I don't know what the sport of basketball is.
So, I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings in any way. This is just our personal opinions. But to start off, this is what we saw. It was very early in the season, so expectations weren't very high after last season. but we definitely have higher expectations coming out of it because we have already doubled our win total. We definitely saw a lot of potential with the team whenever we get going, but that's a thing. We need to play with a better mentality, just more of a mentality problem, and we have beat ourselves more than we've had the other teams beat us.
Very true. I really think that getting in that right mindset during a basketball game is really important, because as soon as you lose that momentum, a lot of the times that can be what either makes or breaks you in a game.
Other things we'd like to see after the tournament and for the rest of the season is we'd like to find both the offense and defense find a rhythm. You know, kind of find their way around it and get some chemistry built up. Hopefully get things going both ends of the court. Another thing we'd really like to see is just consistency. That's what every team wants to see, and it's one thing we haven't seen in a long time, and I think if the team can get consistency, we'll be pulling out a lot more wins in the season.
Yeah, wins will be consistent.
That would be a good thing. Next, we'll preview the next game coming up. It's at Tremont this Friday, December 1st. Be there, support your team. Actually, it's in Tremont. You probably won't go unless you're on the team or cheer squad, or if you're not me. Anyways, we open conference play, HOI. Love the old HOI, even though we're leaving soon. Don't know why. Last year, when we played them here, we actually lost pretty bad, 72-29.
Wow, that's neck and neck.
They were top two teams in the conference last year, though, and we were the bottom team in the conference last year. So definitely make up a little bit of difference. We're not as bad, they're not as good, so hopefully it will be a more competitive game. Tremont right now is 4-0. They played their own tournament. Don't know where it was at, but they played a tournament of some type. They have been beating teams by an average of 23 points. Though it hasn't been very high quality HOI type teams, still beating teams by 23 points is a little more than we've been doing. So, you know, hopefully it'll be a good game. Maybe we'll be able to pull it out and start the conference season with a 1-0 start. Not be too bad.
Yeah, that'd be very nice. I'm looking forward to that game.
I am as well.
Let's just hope that their concession stands have adequate nutrition.
Yeah, I mean, if they sell like soda for too much, then I'm going to be a little disappointed.
Now, I'll tell you, I paid $1.50 for a thing of cotton candy one time, and my God, did that burn a hole in my pocket.
I was there. He shared some of the cotton candy.
Yeah, it was a real good time.
I was actually more entertained by the cotton candy than the basketball game.
Yeah, I also enjoyed the 4 fouls that came from a bench player in 30 seconds.
That didn't actually happen.
We gotta get those rich.
To conclude our show, we just want to let you know that this is going to be a regular thing. We're actually going to be making these videos consistently, hopefully. I mean, probably. Anyways, if you like, this is our new YouTube channel, The Blue Ridge Basketball Show. Like, subscribe, comment what you think, and you know, we'll be posting as regularly as possible. So, are you excited?
Oh, I'm very excited. I've honestly never been more excited about anything in my entire life, besides the Blue Ridge and Tremont basketball game.
I am super excited about that myself.
Yeah, I actually have butterflies in my stomach.
I might want to get that checked out.
Probably should.
We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
I'm Stephen Nixon. This is Landon Magenheimer. This is Blue Ridge Basketball.
Gotta look professional.
Yeah.
Snack. What we'd like to see after the tournament is maybe have the offense and defense find a rhythm. You know, consistency would be a great thing as well.
Consistency is always a key to any basketball game. That's a 3-pointer,
2-pointer,
1-pointer,
slam dunk,
and 1.
technical foul.
Splash. We need some Viagra because these boys can't finish.
Good.